Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Folio Pendant. This is going to be the round drum pendant. There's other folios too. This is the 1376/85 pendant. So why don't we get into the size of this to begin with? And when we measure the body of the fixture, we're not talking about the overall height, including the telescoping rods. We're really talking about on this from the bottom of the fixture, which is the bottom of that decoration. You have kind of a spiral of metal to the top of the decoration, which is the spiral of metal on the other side of the drum shade on the top part of that. So that is 33.9. Let's call it 34 inches tall. One little tidbit of information you guys might want to know, because this is going to come into play when you're deciding how high to have this above a table, is the distance from the bottom of that fixture, which is that metal again, to the bottom of the shade. So that's one thing that we know that nobody else tells you. It's 9 inches. So you might want to factor that into how you order your length on this when you guys are trying to figure that stuff out. You can always call me, 802-446-2400, and I can help you figure it out. It can be a little tricky, so that's what I'm here for. So when we get into the adjustable ranges, now we're talking about including Hubbardton Forge's telescoping rods. So if you guys are familiar with these, Hubbardton has a patent on this whole telescoping rod idea. There's a set screw, a little hex nut right there. Comes with a little wrench, and that goes into that little set screw. And once you get it to where you want it to be, you tighten that guy up, and it stays in place. So during your installation, you'll be able to go up and down to get it to where you want it to be. And we offer 3 different adjustable ranges. So there's 3 different ranges from this. And we're measuring again from the bottom of the fixture now to the ceiling itself. We call that the overall height. So the short is going to be 38 to 49. The standard is 48 to 61.5. Long is 59.5 to 73. So this can be pretty long. A lot of people will use this in a foyer. We have it pretty high in our showroom. You can actually walk under it easily. I think it's like 8 feet above the floor. It's a good indication of how you can use it in higher areas like stairways and foyers. It's a great fixture for that, because actually a lot of light goes down and a lot of light goes up, because the top of this it's a drum shade, so it's more open. It also has 3 sockets in it, so it provides a ton of light if need be. So if you need this shorter than the short or longer than long, that's easy. We do offer a lot of these custom ranges or custom heights, overall heights. You know, the fact that this starts off at 38, but the fixture itself is about 34, doesn't give me a lot of play to make it shorter. But if you guys are looking for this to be shorter than the 48, the best thing to do is just drop me a quick email and tell me what you're looking for. sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. We spell out the word Vermont. Excuse me. And just send that over to me. I send it over to customs, kind of goes around a little bit. It'll come back to me, and I'll send that thread off to you to check out. So the top of this is going to be using a 5-inch round canopy that's going to go over the standard 4-inch J box you guys have. And that canopy has a knuckle built into the top of the stem. So you can see it can do that. And if you guys are working with a slope ceiling like this, it'll be slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees. So we cover you if you have a slope ceiling, we cover if you have a flat ceiling, and you're good to go there. When we hop in to talk about what's inside of this, so you have 3 of these porcelain medium base sockets, and they accept a screw-in light bulb. This is an A19 bulb, the one that we all kind of grew up with. You can use up to 3 100-watt bulbs for incandescent if you want to go in that route. If you want to go LED, that's not a problem either. It's a dimmable fixture. You can probably easily find these in 100-watt equivalent LEDs. I think there's even 150-watt equivalent A19s out in the marketplace if you guys really need to light up the world. But 3 of these is going to be, 3 100s would be a ton. 360s are going to be a ton of light for you. So it's really up to you. But the lowdown is it gives great light. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So LEDs are great, incandescent's great. You can even use fluorescence if you guys are still doing that kind of thing. But your limit for incandescents are going to be 3 100-watt bulbs. So, and that's because of the heat generated by those bulbs. So why don't we talk about lampshade materials. So if you're on our website on this fixture, a couple things. I want to back up for a second. If you're on the page for this 1376/85, a great way for you to look at all of these parts and look inside of this is to scoot over to the right-hand side. Under those pull-down menus, scroll down a little bit and you're going to see a hyperlink, and it's going to say click here for install installations PDF. So install installations PDF. Click on that. Big page is going to pop up. It's drawings of this whole fixture, including the socket setup, how the telescoping rods work, how the canopy works, what it looks like going onto your J-box, all of those little details. It's actually the same install instructions that are going to be inside the box. So it's a great way for you to see the whole thing, the schematic of the whole thing beforehand. It's kind of like an x-ray view going into it. So it'll help you explain, it'll help me explain things to you basically. So hopping back, when we go talk about again on the pull down menus over there, you're going to see that there's a bunch of fabrics for the shade that are available. And in addition to that, on that same page is a place where you can kind of tick a bunch of little boxes, put in your address, and we'll send you out a whole bunch of these swatches of samples. However, what you really want to do is pull that menu down where it says choose your fabric, and only request those samples, because the whole page is kind of a page that's on every page, and it makes it seem like there's a lot more available for it, but there's quite a few fabrics available for it. I recommend you do it. It's cheap. Well, it's free, so yeah, do it. So anyway, pull that down, order those samples, and get those into your hands before you order this. It's a great way to kind of get a good idea about it. There's also a lampshade materials help guide and a video on our website. Those are in the red tabs over on the left-hand side. Also in the red tabs on the left-hand side, we're going to talk about finishes now. So click on the finishes help guide for me. There's going to be a video at the top of that. That's me talking to you about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they look on different types of forging. The spiral parts of this, that is heavy forging. The stem and the canopy is not heavy forging, and I'm going to be talking about how different translucent finishes are going to look on that. Scroll down a little bit on that page and you're going to see a chart, and that chart is going to have all the different metal finishes this comes in. And you'll notice that some of them are translucent, some of them are opaque, some have the letter B on them, some have the letter A on them, all talked about in the video. So watch the video, use that chart, and then when you're done, go back to the chart, and you can click on any of those pictures, and a bigger picture will pop up of whatever finish you just clicked on, and a bunch of samples in that. So it's a great way for you to see that too. So we have this on display on the second floor of our building in flax and I think dark smoke. So I can see it from here. Our showroom has over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. Back in the red tabs again, you can click on a what's on display page and see everything that's here before you guys come up. It's a great way for you to do that. In addition, we have a clearance center here. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's an awesome deal, so you have to come here to use it. Another reason to come visit us. Showroom is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call 802-446-2400. You can always email us at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont 7 days a week. So when you order your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if you ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer that offers 90-day returns and no restocking fees. Some really big items, normally on pallets, the really big stuff, does not come back. So we'll always tell you about that ahead of time, no surprises. We also offer a rush program, and rush takes you from Hubbardton Forge's normal 3 to 4 weeks in production time. We can whittle that down to a little under 2 weeks. So drop me a quick email for that. It's very inexpensive, worth checking out if you guys are kind of in a rush. So I think that kind of covers everything. If you have any questions for me, drop a quick email or call. Thanks for stopping in today. Take care. Bye-bye.